Hi there, I'm his Big Bear Ron. I've just taken a nice cold shower, and believe me, a cold shower can be a refreshing thing. So I don't mind the cold shower. But Little Bear has been at work all day. It's about 6 o'clock here. And so I'm going to walk down to one of the coffee shops. I'm going to send a text to Little Bear and tell him that I will be there. And I usually don't go too early. I like to go where he can meet me there if he would like. So I'll probably read a book, and if I see something interesting along the way or think of something interesting, I'll do something on the camera to include in a video. So anyway, we'll see where this video goes from here. Hi there, it's about 10 minutes after 10 in the evening. Little Bear has worked all day, and I'm sure he's tired. He's the jack of all asses, trades. Just kidding, he's the handyman of all trades at the shop. He's been, working on frames?
And yep, pedestals, frames, whatnot, small repairs.
When we're talking about frames, we mean building frames out of wood, making them and
joining them together, sanding and varnishing for the most part.
For 8 hours or something like that. About 6 hours today, but still, you got to get on the transportation to get down there and then get back, which is good news for the business. No doubt about that. Anyway, one of our evening meals. This is pretty typical for our meal at home. I don't mean that we have the same thing, I mean the setup. This is something you can count on. Rice and pork stock with pork. You remember that? We put the pork in the crock pot the other day. And Little Bear added some tamarind.
We'll be having tamarind pork stock here, and the pork has already been cooking soft and okay, and already added in the veggies. I have some turnips, okra, string beans, and tomatoes, potatoes, and a root crop here which we call gabi. And we'll just be adding in the tamarind. Oh, sinigang.
This is tamarind soup base. Tamarindos come in pods like beans. Right? I won't tell you how to prepare them in this video.
But I could.
Yeah, he could. And you can find information on the internet. You'll find tamarindos in the USA. I know in Atlanta I have to go to the Asian market or the Hispanic markets to get them.
Okay. Well, I already added in the veggies and placed in here two big peppers. Cooking peppers.
Are they hot?
No, not so much, but if you do munched enough on it, I don't know, it doesn't have that hot taste to it. And I usually, after this has been cooked, I usually ground it up and add it to some fish sauce here for added taste. We'll be adding in the tamarind sauce here later. I'll just let the veggies cook up some, or maybe I can add it now. Just one whole pack goes in there, and mix it up. Well, it's already boiling, so it's just give it a few minutes to simmer out, and it's good to go. There you go.
Veggie, local veggies, an assortment. And you see it's kind of a clear broth. And over here, yeah, you see potatoes, green beans, a little okra. Did you know they had okra down here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd think it was Alabama or something.
Yeah.
They have okra. All right, and over here, there's a hot pepper. Well, he says it's not hot, unless you bite into it.
Not so hot. Not so much.
Okay, but it's floating in or laying in what, vinegar sauce?
Nope.
What is that?
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce. It doesn't sound as bad as it sounds. I mean, it's not as bad as it sounds. It has a light fish smell to it, but it's more salty than it is fishy, I think.
Yep.
So it's a good substitute for salt. It's kind of like soy sauce. I mean, soy sauce is kind of a substitute for salt. But notice here, I'm eating mine in a bowl because I really like the broth and the rice and all that stuff in it. Little Bear does his like this. See, I'm adjusting for the light.
Okay.
Can you see that? Okay, he likes the rice. Do that again.
Yummy.
Now I want you to imagine Metro Manila. I looked up a figure today, about 10 million. Now imagine all the people that are working businesses, working jobs, and they're in transit, going home. Now look, we're not counting those who work in call centers who have to work what we would call the graveyard shift back in the USA. So in some ways, day-to-day living is pretty much what it is everywhere else. You go to work and come home, eat, and do your chores. While Little Bear was at work, when I wasn't working on the computer, I took a shower and ate a little bit and rested a little bit, and then I went out to the coffee shop where I took about a handful of books, about 4 altogether. I'm right now reading the one by Sam Harris called The End of Faith, and it's a fairly engaging read, not too complicated, very coherent, logically put together. It's I would call it an easy read and one that I'm enjoying the read. And I got several others. God the Failed Hypothesis, The God Delusion, and God is Not Great. Obviously, I've been taking an interest in God lately and what other people have to say. I guess I kind of like those books that add to the world view kind of thing. So I'm enjoying, and these are written by scientists and intellectuals that are well renowned. So, but the reason I go there to read has a lot to do with it's an open space, and so I can get out of this. I don't mind it here, but it's easier to read there, and I can get coffee and enjoy the air conditioning and the furniture. And I also like to watch other people, what they're doing, walking back and forth. So, you know, there's a satisfaction in that. So, and then Little Bear, after work, he met me there, and we sat for a few minutes, and then we walked home, and we prepped up dinner, and here we are. Any questions?